Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. I hope you're all having a great day. Today we go to Daytona in both the Xfinity Series and in the Cup Series. Jimmie Johnson's going to be in our Xfinity car, but the main goal today is we're pretty much on a mission to help Jimmie Johnson win this race to lock himself into the playoffs. If something goes wrong, then we'll have to do the opposite of Johnson and help Alex Bowman, our other teammate, try to get into the playoffs. But really the main goal is the priority goal is to push Jimmie Johnson to a victory today in Daytona and get him a playoff lock. He was in the car, like I said, for the Xfinity Series. Did not start very well, as our car usually never has speed when it comes to the plate tracks in the Xfinity car. Now, as he came through turns 1 and turns 2, running down there in P36, not a good start for Jimmie Johnson, and things actually would unfortunately get worse as we came to just a handful of laps later. He had moved up to P31 as he was coming through the triangle in a 3-wide, making contact with Majeski. He would go for a big crash as he would get airborne, and up and over Jimmie Johnson would go as he went down the front straightaway, and this would completely take him out of the race, obviously, with the brilliant NASCAR Heat 3 physics right there as he flies 25 feet into the air. But unfortunately, Johnson out of the race early, and certainly, hopefully, not a sign of things to come in the next race for Jimmie Johnson now as we would get ready to go to Daytona for the Cup Series. I myself have never won a plate race, unfortunately, here in the NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. Today is likely not going to be the day because, like I said, we're on a mission to help Jimmie Johnson win, and if we can't help him win, then it's Alex Bowman now. As we came through on our qualifying lap, coming through the trial, it wasn't going to be the best starting position as we will qualify P29 with a 46.625, so let's get ready to go green in Daytona and hopefully help a teammate Jimmie Johnson to victory.
Tonight, the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series returns to Daytona International Speedway for the running of the Coke Zero Sugar 400. Now, we're halfway through what has so far been a thrilling regular season. Several drivers have already clinched their spots in the playoffs. For those on the outside looking in, a win and you're in. But winning here is never easy. The racing action at Daytona is as hot and unpredictable as the Florida weather. We're all set to go 400 miles. NASCAR racing is next.
Alright, we're ready to go green here for the Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona. Our teammate Jimmie Johnson starts up quite a ways up the field. Paul Menard failed the optical scanning station, so he's starting in the back. Elliott is the pole winner with Johnson starting P4, so we're likely not going to be up to Johnson here in this first stage, but hopefully we can set our sights on helping him out in stage 2. Now, as we get ready to go green here in Daytona, the green flag is out, and we are underway for the Coke Zero 400 behind the 41 car of Daniel Suarez on the outside of the 66 of Joey Gase, and obviously Jimmie Johnson over 70 points outside of the playoffs right now. If Cody Ware falls out, that will put Johnson in, but right now, like I said, he's over 70 points out right now as you head down into turns 1 and turns 2. This is his final season in our career mode, so we want to do what we can to help him and our teammates get to victory lane and have a chance to win a championship maybe now as we come out of turn 2, heading down the back straightaway side by side with the 55 of Reed Sorensen. Now just tucking myself in behind the 41 of Daniel Suarez, having a clean, calm start so far as we head down into turn 3, just obviously waiting for an opportunity to get down to the bottom lane here as we're stuck up on the top right now as we come through turns 3 and turns 4, heading down now the front straightaway, coming through, getting ready to complete this first lap here in the Coke Zero 400. Ross Chastain up inside the top 30 now as we cross the line. We would come through now down to the back straightaway on lap 2. We would be able to get down into the bottom lane behind Ryan Preece sitting in P31. We would also stick our nose up the inside and try to take over the position as we came through the center of the corner, now moving back into the top 30, looking to the inside as well of Daniel Suarez as we would continue moving a little bit forwards. As we came to lap 5, gained a couple more positions up to P27. Both lanes were pretty even right now, so it was making it much harder for myself to move forwards as we came through turns 1 and turns 2 down the back straightaway behind Jamie McMurray. McMurray being the last car in the playoffs right now. This is the guy that Jimmie Johnson needs to run down if he wants to get in. And as we came through down to the front straightaway on the same lap, we would look to the inside of McMurray, slowly continuing to move our way forwards there as we're still 3 wide with McMurray and Kevin Harvick as we head down towards turns 1. A little bit of contact with the 40 of McMurray there as we edge him out through the center of turns 1 and turns 2 up into the top 25 at this point now as he's going to hang on my right rear as we exit turn 2, heading down the back straightaway. And as we came to just 2 laps to go now in the stage, heading out of turn 2, heading down the back straightaway, up to now the 22nd position on the inside of Eric Jones. No love lost between myself and Jones. Now as they go 3 wide ahead of us between Brendan Gaughan, Reed Sorensen, and the 37 of Chris Buescher. Reed Sorensen won the Daytona 500, but fell outside of the top 30 in points, so he's no longer in the playoffs. Cody Ware won Talladega, and he is also the last car in the top 30 in points, so he's currently holding on to the playoff position. But so far with the plate races this season, we've had 2 surprise winners, so that could happen again here tonight in Daytona. Now as we head down the front straightaway, heading down towards turns 1 on this final lap. In the first stage, Gaughan still 3 wide with Gase and Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon backs out of the 3 wide now as we're starting to close in on our teammate of Jimmy Johnson, just a few rows behind him as we approach the final moments of this first stage. Now as we go down the back straightaway, sitting P19 just inside the top 20 there as Truex sits up on the outside behind the 48 of Johnson as we go down into turn 3 and turn 4 for the final time here in stage 1. And as we come through turn 3 and turn 4 for the final time, just trying to hold on to the position now as we exit turn 4, heading down the front straightaway. The 48 goes spinning, and we have to go low to avoid him now as we come up the track. There's a big crash happening behind us there. The 48 is taken out of this race as we come through to finish P16. Ryan Preece getting crashed hard into the wall, as well as Eric Almirola, I believe, won the stage, but our teammate Jimmy Johnson, the driver we're trying to push to victory, has crashed on the final lap in stage 1, and he has DNF'd from this race. He would be on pit road for the rest of the race. I could confirm that, and that would completely blow the mission of helping Jimmy Johnson win in Daytona out. And now as we have to completely change our strategy and set our sights now on the 88 of Alex Bowman. Heartbreak for our teammate Jimmy Johnson now, as he's going to be put into a big hole when it comes to the playoffs no matter what, as the green flag is out though, and we are underway for this second stage here in Daytona. Like I said, now we have to set our sights on Alex Bowman in the 88 car and try to help him get a victory so we can at least guarantee a third Hendrick car into the playoffs now as we head down towards turns 1. Not a good restart for the cars behind me as we get into the back there of Brendan Gaughan for a brief moment now as we come through the center of the corner. Closing up on me quickly is Ross Chastain there as we come through out of turn 2, heading down the back straightaway. Now I was looking behind me quite a bit to see if Jimmy Johnson at this point was still on track, and when I realized he wasn't on track, I knew that his chances obviously of winning were over. He is DNF'd from this event here in Daytona. Unfortunately, the one time we were really out to help Jimmy Johnson win, he DNFs from the race now as we come through turn 3 and turns 4 on the outside of the 1 car of Kurt Busch there as we exit turn 4, heading down the front straightaway, coming through to complete this first lap here in this second stage as we come through the trial right on the back bumper of Brendan Gaughan. Once again, just like the initial start, we're just trying to find our way to the bottom lane. Unfortunately, we keep getting caught up on the outside as we come through turns 1 and turns 2. Kurt Busch still there on my inside as Eric Almirola right now leads this race, and we have had many different winners this season, putting Almirola and Joey Logano in an interesting situation as there's only, I think, 3 slots open right now for non-winners here to get into the playoffs. Now as we head down the back straightaway on the inside of the 62 of Brendan Gaughan, obviously now we have gotten to the bottom as we went through the center of turns 3 and turns 4, closing in on the back of Kurt Busch. And we would be able to work our way a little bit forwards here as we came to lap 5 of 9 in the stage, moving up into P15 now on the back of Ryan Newman with a chance to look to his outside maybe if we go down into turns 1 and turns 2. I do stick my nose up there for a brief moment, seeing that Kyle Busch is a little bit up ahead, so I try it again, moving up to the top now as we come through the center of the corner, now exiting turn 2, looking to the outside of Ryan Newman now as you head down the back straightaway, sitting, like I said, P15, so still not in the top 10 to get stage points. But really, the first 2 stages really don't matter for us too much now, as our teammate, though, Alex Bowman, he's up in towards the top 5, I believe, at this point. So he's having a great run, even without my help now. And as we came through on another lap later, on lap 6, we had gotten to the back of Kyle Busch. But as soon as I had the opportunity to get back down low behind Matt DiBenedetto, I would take that opportunity and fall in line behind the 95. And we would continue moving forward as we came to lap 7 now on the inside of Kyle Busch, following DiBenedetto as we go down into turn 3. As we approach 2 to go on the stage, there's contact up ahead, and now there's some cars checking up as we come through turns 4 now. Alongside the 55, there's problems beside us, and we get hooked into the outside wall. There's contact with many cars spinning, including Kevin Harvick and myself. Bubba Wallace goes up into the sky and lands on the right side of my car, and onto his roof he goes as we come through, and that would end the stage, and we finish 17th, and we get really lucky with only 4 seconds of damage, and certainly just that all happened out of nowhere. I was coming through on the inside of the 55. I heard the tires start sliding, and next thing you know, I get hooked in the right rear. Into the wall I go, and then Bubba Wallace launches into the sky and hits my right side of the car and then lands on his front end. As the green flag, though, would fly, we would come to pit road to take 2 cans of fuel and we did take 4 tires as well as repairs. So we sit P23 at the start of the stage, missing an incident at the beginning, or at the end, of stage 1, including our teammate Jimmy Johnson, and now being involved in an incident here at the end of stage 2. We've had some bad luck at Daytona this season. That's the 3rd incident at Daytona we've been involved in, but the cool part about it is 3 incidents we've been a part of, and none of them was caused by myself. So that's really cool that the AI do make these mistakes and cause big crashes at plate tracks. It's something I've been asking for so many years when it comes to NASCAR games, and thankfully we got it. But our teammate Alex Bowman right now sits in the 2nd position. Obviously, he's in a must-win situation no matter what. He cannot point his way in to the playoffs realistically at this point. So obviously we got to help him win this race now as we come through to cross the line, complete the first lap here in this 3rd and final stage. Certainly still have time to get up towards the front here as we go down through turns 1 and turns 2. Denny Hamlin right now leading this race over Bowman, and 3rd place of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., who battles alongside the 10 at this moment of Eric Almirola there as we head down the back straightaway behind the 40 of Jamie McMurray, sitting P23 as we have less now than 20 laps to go as we go down into turn 3, looking to the inside of the 62 of Brendan Gaughan. So still having, like I said, time to move forwards, and obviously being on the inside lane, this is going to be a big opportunity for myself to get forwards. And now as we came to lap 28, moving inside of the top 20, looking to the inside of the 4 of Kevin Harvick as we came through turns 1 and turns 2. He gets clear of Bubba Wallace, so now it's just 2 wide between us as we continue to move up through the field now up to P16 as we head down the back straightaway at this point now as we came to lap 33, just 10 laps ago, sitting P14 as we would make it 3 wide now with Kyle Busch and Joey Gase as we went down into turns 3 and turns 4, continuing to move forwards up into the 12th position, and just up ahead is our teammate of Alex Bowman as Denny Hamlin continued to lead at this point over 2nd place now of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Bowman had fallen back a little bit there as we come through the trial, getting across the line. 9 laps remain at this point in Daytona as we would also look to the inside of the 19 of Truex, just moving forwards quickly, approaching a top 10 position at this point as we go through turns 1 and turns 2, getting ahead of Truex now for the 11th spot as we have a chance to maybe take McMurray 3 wide, but I thought better of it. We would get past him though and move up into P9 as we came to lap 35, making it 3 wide with Newman as well as we came through turns 3 and turns 4, now up to P7 as we exit the corner. And as we came through on lap 36, Hamlin, he had lost the lead moving up to the top, and we were just on this inside train moving forwards. Bowman up on the top right in front of me, so I would let off and give Bowman a chance to get down to the inside now as we come through turns 3 and turns 4. I leave a gap between myself and Logano, and Bowman, he hops down to the inside, and now we're going to try and work with Bowman for the rest of this race to give him a chance to get into the playoffs as he would look to the inside of Stenhouse. He would get past Stenhouse, and as we came to lap 38, Bowman would make a move to the inside of Joey Logano for the lead as we cross the line. Alex Bowman now in command as we go down towards turns 1. Our plan with Bowman looking like it's going well. Obviously, our plan with Johnson absolutely failed miserably now as we came through turns 1 and turns 2, not able to quite get to the inside of the 22. The 3 of Austin Dillon had momentum on the top. He would get past me, and now he would get to the inside of Logano, allowing me to look to the inside as well of Logano. So we would take over P3 from him as we came to 3 to go, and now as we came down the back straightaway, we would look to the inside of the 3 of Austin Dillon as we had the momentum to get to the back bumper now, just about of our teammate of Alex Bowman as we would clear Dillon and now take over P2, setting myself up well to kind of be the roadblock to make sure no one gets past Bowman, as there was actually crashing behind as we were approaching the final lap, but no caution would get called and the green flag would stay out here in Daytona now as Alex Bowman is coming through to take the white flag. You see how much of a gap he had on me. That was simply because I hit the apron now as the white flag is in the air here in Daytona. Bowman in a must-win situation as we go down into turns 1 and turns 2, closing in on him quickly. Logano behind us making a little bit of contact with Boyer. That slows them up now as we exit turn 2, heading down the back straightaway for the final time here in Daytona. Dillon and Logano side by side behind us for the final half a lap as we go down into turn 3. They close in on us quickly, but it's not going to be enough, I don't think, now as we come through the center of turn 3 and turn 4 for the final time here in Daytona. Alex Bowman, our Hendrick teammate in a must-win situation again at the playoffs, is going to make it happen today in Daytona now as we come through the trial. Bowman will win in Daytona. A great result for Hendrick Motorsports with a 1-2 finish there, as Alex Bowman is now in the playoffs. Unfortunately, obviously, what happened to the 48 of Jimmy Johnson was not what we needed. We didn't get a chance to help him get in. It would have been nice, but Jimmy Johnson still has some races coming up that he might have a chance to win at, and we can still help him at other tracks, maybe here and there, give him a chance to win. You never know how it's going to go here in this NASCAR Heat 3 career mode. Unfortunately, today it didn't go well for the 48 car of Jimmy Johnson, but still a good result for us. Second place, we're no stranger to finishing second. I was pretty much committed to finishing second. Even when I got to second there, I couldn't even get to the back of the 88 as the speed in the car just completely went on me now. But as always, if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very appreciated. Thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this one. In the next episode, I believe it is Kentucky that we go to. Yes, it is. So Kentucky for Xfinity. We'll probably have Noah Gragson in the car, and obviously, hopefully we can run good there in the Cup Series. We've had some good runs at Kentucky in the past, but never have gotten a victory, so hopefully we can go get win number 3 on the season now, as Jimmy Johnson is 127 points out of the playoffs after that win from Bowman. So very unfortunate for Johnson, so he's got some work to do. He pretty much needs to win now, so hopefully we can help him with that in this regular season, as Almirola is the last car in at the moment until Cody Ware falls out of the top 30, or if he falls out of the top 30. So that'll do it for this episode. Thank you for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys for Kentucky. Have yourselves a great day.